Hi everybody, Patty Ann here. Hang on a second, I'm getting a project ready for you. You know, I think by the time this video goes live that I'll probably have 10,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Anyway, I have this to give away. I bought 2 of these accidentally, so I thought I'd give one to you guys. If you comment on the bottom of this video, you'll be in the running for winning that. I will have comments open on YouTube to the bottom of the video until Sunday. I think, I forget what date that is, but I'll put it down below, until 11:59 on Sunday. So let me show you what I'm going to work on today with you guys. Okay, I have this piece of wood here. It looks pretty chunked up. And the reason why it's pretty chunked up was because I had to redo what was on here because I messed it up. And I'll tell you what, I'm just using regular Cricut vinyl. This stuff is so hard to get off of wood. You don't need to seal it with anything if you're going to use it inside. So I'm going to make one of those signs that has like the name of your city and state and then your longitude and latitude, because I think those are really cool. My sister got me one once and I just love it so much that I thought, you know, I could probably duplicate that on here. So I'm going to make one, and I'm going to make one that says Cincinnati, Ohio. And so I will show you how I go about doing that. If you follow me over here to, let's see, hopefully, Cricut Design Space. Okay, before we go to Cricut Design Space, I did want to measure the piece of wood. This is just a chunk of wood that my son found for me in our basement today, and he just cut it for me. It measures 16 inches by 5, we'll just say 5 inches to make it easier. 16 by 5. So let me adjust this because I had it 5.5. 16 by 5 inches. So what I want to have happen is I want to have like a little skinny border all the way around this, about an inch in. Okay. No, about a half of an inch in. So a skinny border about a half of an inch in, and that border will be about a quarter of an inch wide. So now follow me over to Design Space. Okay, here we are in Design Space, and I've already inserted a shape that's exactly the size as my board. And my board, as you'll recall, is 16 inches by 5 inches. Now, I want to make a box inside of that that's a half an inch smaller all the way around. So basically my box will be 1 inch smaller in width and 1 inch smaller in height. So I'm going to bring in a shape, and instead of it being 16 inches, well, first I need to unlock the lock. And instead of it being 16 inches wide, I'm going to make it 15 inches wide and hit enter. And instead of it being 5 inches in height, I am going to make it 4 inches in height. Okay, so that means it's a half an inch smaller than my board is all the way around. Now, right now I don't need my board, so I'm going to hide that, and I think I'll just turn it brown so I remember that's what it is. That's my board, and I'm going to hide it by the eyeball over here. And now this is the outer part of the little rectangle that's going to go around, the little skinny piece that I said I wanted it to be a quarter of an inch. So if I need a quarter of an inch over here and a quarter of an inch over here, 1/4 plus 1/4 is a half. So I'm going to have to make it smaller all the way around by 1/2 inch. So since I've got to duplicate this, and since this right now is 15 inches and I want to make it 1/2 inch smaller for a quarter and a quarter, it's going to be 14.5 inches. And the height, instead of being 4 inches, it's going to be, okay, a half an inch off of this one, then that'd be 3.5 inches. I want to make this wide or high. Got to unlock the lock. And now I can make this 3.5. Okay. All right, so there we go. And now let's see, I'm going to grab both of these and I'm going to align center. And then I'm going to grab both again and I'm going to slice. Get rid of this part, I don't need it. Get rid of this part, I don't need it. Now I can bring my piece of wood back in and let's see how it's going to fit. Okay, that's looking pretty good, right? Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to Cincinnati. I typed in Cincinnati, Ohio, longitude and latitude, and it brought it in for me like this. So I'm going to right click and copy. I'm going to come back to Cricut Design Space, get the text tool, right click and paste. Okay, notice it came in kind of weird looking. See those little question marks? That's because the font automatically came in as Cricut Sans. I'm going to change it, and I'm going to come up here into this search field, and I'm going to type in times, and Times New Roman comes up because that's what I want. And now the degree symbol comes up properly. Now, I don't particularly want it to say north, so I'm going to get rid of this north bit. And I don't want it to say west. But what I do want it to say is in front of this first word, I want it to say latitude. I'm going to put on my caps lock. Whoops. Latitude, period, space. And then I'm going to come over here before the 8 and I'm going to say LONG period space for longitude. And it looks like it probably wouldn't hurt if I put a few more spaces in here. All right. So there's that. Let's see how that fits. That fits pretty good. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Cincinnati. And I'm going to do that all in caps too and Times New Roman. Cincinnati. Click off of it, whoopsie, and then click it and bring it up here, and now I can stretch this quite a bit because I want it to fill up the space nicely. Almost to the edge of the black border. Cincinnati. And now I'm going to just type in one more line of text, OH for Ohio. And I may have to adjust the size of that. It might be too big. Actually, it looks pretty good. All right, the other thing I might want to do though is I'm going to hide the wooden piece again, and I'm going to hide the box right here. I'm just going to highlight all of these. I'm going to go to Align and Center Horizontally. See, I wanted everything centered up nicely. And then I can bring back in this box, and then I'm just going to say weld. Okay, and let's see again one more time how it's going to look on the wood. It's going to look beautiful. All right, so let's hide that again. And this time, as you'll notice, if you click on this and look up here, the width of this is 15 inches. My cutter will not cut 15 inches wide unless I have the big mat, and I don't have one. And I'm not going to tape two together. So what I can do then is to split this into two pieces, and it's easy peasy. Just get a shape, get a square, make it bigger. The hardest part about this is you want to see someplace where you're not going to actually leave like a little tip like this right here, because that would be hard to match up. Or, you know, take off a tiny bit of that one, that wouldn't be good. That looks like that would be really good. So let's see. I can make this box bigger. I don't like that because it slices off a little bit of the O. I do like that. Nothing is sliced in parts except for the eye. I mean, this part of the box and this part of the box. And that will be so easy to line up. So what I can do now is just go like this, get them both. And remember, when there are 2 layers and only 2 layers selected, we can slice. I'm going to slice this, get rid of this, and get rid of this. I'm left with these 2 pieces. They're beautiful. I can go to Make It, and it's going to cut it on one mat, and then I will have to put it together. So I have already cut it out. So if you join me down here at my mat, you will see that I've already cut it out here, and it's ready to be weeded. Take it off my mat. Move my board. So I can just start weeding this. And I want to be careful that I don't lose any important letters. All right, there we go. I'm just going to start weeding this. This is just regular Cricut vinyl, not permanent. Because as I said, since I'm just going to be using this inside, I really don't need to worry about that. So I'm just doing this bottom one first, and I'm losing some letters, I think, if I'm not careful. I'm going to break this off with some scissors. I don't want to have these both connected right now. Okay. And this is getting a little unwieldy, so I can cut this off too, so I don't have to worry so much about all of this getting stuck. These are some... Now I can see where I've got an error right here, but I'm going to show you how to fix that at the end. I must have been a little overzealous with my peeling this off. So I'll show you at the end how I'll fix this. So I'm going to finish this. I probably would have been better off if I had separated these 2 pieces to begin with, and this wouldn't have happened. But this gives me the opportunity to show you how you can fix something like this. Look, some of this is missing in here. Actually, a whole line is missing. So that part's done. Let's see if this part will work more smoothly. And I think what I'll actually do is cut these apart, which is probably what I should have done to begin with. Okay, there's that one. And now let me work on this one. So... I needed to go more slowly when I was doing the other side. You can't go like a bat out of you-know-where when you're weeding intricate things like this. So like the N right here, look how it's kind of smushing over. I gotta get it back where it belongs. Okay, let's get this tool out. This side looks like it did well because I went more slowly when I weeded it, especially because, like you can see, some of these letters are just, you know, I don't know, stick figure, teeny weeny. Like the lines on this N are really small. So maybe I should have chosen a different font for the letters. So keep that in mind when you're doing this for your own. Check out and see what your letters look like, or your numbers look like. Because if they're really, really, you know, thin lines, you may have an issue like I just did. So again, I would probably not choose Times New Roman for the numbers, maybe. Okay, that's that. Got a little of this. Okay, look, I lost a little of this N. So I'm going to have to repair that too. Okay, good lessons for you guys here today. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to totally get rid of this N, and I'll put a new one in there when it's time. And so otherwise this looks good. Okay, and let's look at the other one. Okay, this yeah, this one looks okay too, except for the word lat that was off of here. But I'll show you how to fix that. So this will be a good learning experience for you. Let's see. Boy, I got a mess on my desk, don't I? So the next thing I would do is to get out my transfer paper and carefully lay it down. I'll probably start on one side like this and just go across like that, and then start burnishing it down. The hard part's going to be probably these little numbers, and especially since this text isn't none of it's really touching each other, so it's going to be a little bit different. It won't start pooling up all in one long piece probably. But let's see what we got going on. I'll turn it over this way. Lots of people say that's an easier way to start. Sometimes it seems like it helps me, and then sometimes it doesn't seem to help me at all. Well, let's see if we can get this started. Okay, once we get it started, a lot of times it'll work just fine. I'm pressing down here with my fingers a little bit. These larger letters will probably not be any problem, but when I get to the little letters, I may have more of an issue. There's a dot that came perfectly. Okay, these numbers are working well so far. Perfect. Too bad I have to redo some. Oh, that 3 didn't work. Come on, little boy. There, come on, get down there. There you go. Okay, so there's the first part. So what I'll do is bring my piece of wood into here now. And what I did originally on here was I marked where what was it? I said I wanted it to be a ½ an inch away or an inch. Uh-oh. I think it was a ½ an inch. So, I hope it was. If not, I'll have to have my son recut these. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. Maybe I shouldn't put it down real hard yet till I do the other one. Well, let's see. If I do this, Cincinnati. Yeah, that's about, oh, that's really close. Let me see. Let me see if I have this a ½ an inch away. So a ½ of an inch. It's about there. I'm going to make a little mark right there. So if I bring this here and line that up with that and that, like that. Okay, I'll leave that like that for right now, and then I'll do this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this part on first. And I'm going to line it up with that little mark I made. And hopefully it's going to be straight on the bottom. Now there is a grid mark on this Cricut vinyl, which I like. I like Cricut vinyl. Okay, and I can do this like this and just work it. And then I'll take my burnishing tool and really burnish this down well. Now the piece of wood that my son had got me out of the basement, does have some grooves and things in it, and especially since I had to pick at this because I tried another one at first and I didn't like how it turned out. So I picked it off, and I'm going to tell you, this vinyl was not easy to pick off. So don't think for something indoor that you need to use a permanent vinyl or anything special. This works perfectly. So let me see if I can get this to come off. Yep. Very nice. Okay, there's synths. Okay, now let's do this part. And I probably should cut off this little tail so it's not like in my way so much, this extra bulk. So bring this Cricut paper again that I like, but like I said, mine's used a lot, so it's not as sticky as I guess it could be if you have a brand new sheet. Remember the trick too, if you have a brand new sheet of this and it's too sticky, they say if you like press it up against your blue jeans a few times or some clothing, it gets some of the fibers off of that onto the sticky side of the transfer tape, and then you don't have as much of an issue of it being too sticky. So let's get these burnished onto here. Hopefully this one's going to come off just great. There's that end that might be questionable. Remember, it had that piece that kind of came loose. Let's see. Turn it over. Again, they say if you get it started, a lot of times it'll keep coming. So I'm pressing down a little bit right here. Ooh, there's some of those little letters there. Make sure they stay down where they're supposed to be. Oh, it's going really good, you guys. Pretty happy with this. Yahoo! Look at this. Whoa, almost lost a letter. What's something sticky down there? There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to put the second part on, and then I'm going to go back into Design Space and show you how to fix the error that I have. So I want to try to match these up as best as I can, and it'd probably be better if I stood up. Okay, that looks great. So now what I need to do is burnish this down really well. Like I said, this is not going to come off unless somebody actually sits there and picks and picks and picks piece by piece, because that's what I had to do to get it to come off so I could redo it on this one piece of wood that I had. All right, let's see. Nice. Okay, beautiful. So looking at this, we can see the things that are missing. We're missing an N here, and we're missing the word lat, L-A-T. So come on over here with me to Cricut Design Space, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to continue. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to cancel, and I'm back to this, right? And let's see. I'm going to hide this one by clicking on the eyeball over here. I'm going to do this one first. So what I can do is I can just come over here to contour, and I can say hide all contents or all contours. There will be something that won't be hidden. Let's see, it's this. But what I don't want to have hidden is this and this and this and this. I don't want those hidden, but I do want that hidden. So now all I have to do is go make it for the latitude. That's done. But if I want to, I can also probably do this one. So again, I'm going to contour this one, and we know the only thing I need here is the N. So I'm going to hide all contours again. I'm going to keep the N. Is it this one? Yes. And I'm going to hide this box because I don't need it. And that's it. So these are the two things that are going to be cut now. And then I'll show you, all I have to do is insert them on here and they're beautiful. So I'm going to make this, and they're going to be put on my mat like that, which is fine. I might want to separate them a little bit just to make it a little bit easier on myself. And I'll go continue, select my device. As usual, I have my dial over there on custom, so it's going to ask me what type of material I'm using. So I will say premium vinyl, and it's ready to go, and I'll meet you back here when it's done. Okay, here we are again, back here at my mistake or my problem. Remember, I'm missing an N here, and I'm missing the word lat or latitude here. So I did go back, and I showed you in Cricut Design Space how to remedy that. And I've cut them out here, and I'm ready to weed them. And I must get rid of that just in case. Okay, so I think I will do the N first. So I just come over here to my transfer paper, and I'm going to pick up the N. Oh, my shirt is sticking. All right, there's the N. Now I'm just going to bring this over here and eyeball it and put it in here where it belongs. Try to move it around a little bit. I think that looks good. So I'll burnish it down. Okay. Voila. That's done. And now I need to put the latitude word over here. So, easy peasy. So again, my paper, transfer tape, transfer paper. Get this burnished on here well. And turn it over. See if that helps. Well, the T almost came up. It was trying. Come on. You can do it. You know you can. Okay, there we go. Now, I just have to figure out where this goes. And let's see, I wonder if I can figure out by these lines. So it's about halfway. About halfway. Let's see how that looks before I burnish it. It looks pretty good. Alrighty then. So I'll just burnish this one down and see how easy it is to fix something that you think was a disaster. Easy peasy. Alrighty, there we go. So that's it. This is the project. I think it's turned out beautifully. They're a lot of fun to make. If you look online, you'll see they go for $25, $30, $35. And it's really easy to make, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so don't forget, you guys, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. But also, don't forget to leave a comment down below if you want to be in the giveaway for this Cricut slicer, the portable Cricut slicer. I use mine all the time. It's good for cardstock. It's good for vinyl. It's just a really handy tool to have. I love it. And I accidentally bought two because I liked it. So anyways, again, thank you so much for joining me. Love you guys. Bye-bye.